without a doubt that the COVID-19 situation has impacted global markets. It is unprecedented event and many, including businesses, have been taken by complete surprise with the way things have been unfolding. For example, the global aviation sector is forced to scale back their operations as people are no longer traveling. Non-essential businesses including real estate, construction, automotive, travel agencies and realty outlets have been forced to close. Many businesses are now finding it hard to keep up with their monthly expenses. To help ease the burden, Bank Nigerian Malaysia announced a 6-month moratorium period for loans and mortgages. However, even with relief from lenders, it is emphasized that many individuals and businesses will still struggle to make ends meet. Many thanks for joining us on TVN Business Daily. I am Chiwendu Osisiago. Today we shall be discussing on COVID-19 and its impact on Malaysia economy. We shall be calling our guest today who resides in Malaysia. But before we proceed further, let's look at the business update for today. Electricity generation companies in the country have said the privatization of the power sector has exposed the inherent structural weakness in the sector. The GENCO said they had continued to perform in line with industry agreements despite the challenges plaguing the sector. The GENCO stated this on Wednesday through their umbrella body while reacting to the call by the Senate for the reversal of the privatization of the sector. The Senate President Amilawa said on Tuesday that the privatization of the sector had not been successful. The Executive Secretary Association of Power Generation Companies, Dr. Joy Ogaji, told our correspondent that the GENCOs had increased their capacity. According to her, available generation capability stood at 8,589 megawatts as of April 2020, while generation averaged 4,099 megawatts. The crash in demand for liquefied natural gas in Europe has posed a threat to the federal government's revenue from the export of the commodity. The Nigerian LNG Limited, which was established to harness Nigeria's vast natural gas resources and produce LNG and natural gas liquids for export, is jointly owned by the federal government and 3 international oil companies. The country generated $1.03 billion from gas exports in 2019, according to data obtained from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. The collapse in crude oil price has added to pressure on the energy prices, some of which are linked to oil. The Group Managing Director, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Melikiari, said in March that over 12 LNG cargoes were stranded in the market globally for the first time ever. The federal government's bond for the month of May worth 60 billion naira, which were auctioned on Wednesday, were oversubscribed by 365.18 billion naira. The Debt Management Office disclosed this on its website on Wednesday. The total subscription received from investors for the bond was 425.18 billion naira, comprising of 81.89 billion naira for 12.75%. FGN on April 2023 bonds 154.10 billion naira for 12.5%, for March 2035 bond and 189.19 billion naira for 12.98% on the March 2050 bond. The auction results added that 76, 61 and 87 successful bids were recorded from 98, 107 and 136 total bids of the 3 bonds auction. DMO had auctioned 320 billion naira bonds each, making a total of 60 billion naira for the 3 tiers of government on Wednesday. And that's the business update on television Nigerian. I am Chiwendu Osisiago. Let's take a quick break. The program continues shortly.
My name is Chiwendu Osisiago, presenter Television Nigerian Business Daily. In a globalizing world, ours is to keep you engaged, informed and educated on contemporary happenings in the business world. We therefore command a special audience of business-minded viewers who are eager to know more about business, I mean your business. Why don't you take advantage of our special affordable offer to let the world know about your concepts, your goods, and of course, your services? You can call us on 080-3071-69 3259 or 070-3234-9054. You can also visit us at Television Nigerian in Guzapi, Abuja, and follow us on all the social media handles on Facebook, YouTube, and of course on Twitter at Television Nigerian. Your business is our concern.
Thanks for joining us again. Like I stated earlier, we shall be discussing on COVID-19 and its impact on Malaysia economy. We shall be calling our guest who resides in Malaysia. He is the lecturer, Mr. Idris Oyeleko. Mr. Idris, hello, how are you doing?
Hello, Chiwendo. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, my first question for you today is that how do you think is the impact, you've been residing in Malaysia for quite some time now. How is the COVID-19, the impact of COVID-19 on the economy as a whole?
Thank you, Chiwendo, for having me. The COVID-19 in Malaysia as also in other countries has really impacted the economies. The economic system of the country. How is that since the movement control order, the movement control order is the lockdown of the country, meaning that there is no movement between one state to the other. Also, meaning that you cannot go out from Malaysia or come into Malaysia. So that actually happened since 16th of March. But it has already this has really impacted the economic system, because you can see that once people cannot move from one place to another, it means that the economy of that country is in total lockdown. Take it for instance, the transportation sector. The transportation sector in Malaysia before now is doing very well because they have different type of transportation system. They have the train system, which is working efficiently. They have the road transport system, which is also working efficiently. They also have the seaway waterways system. All this, and also the airline system from one state to another, they're working efficiently. The local airlines, they are doing great. But now since the lockdown, everything is in total lockdown. Nobody is going to work. I will tell you that the airline staffs before now, as I was told, is that they are paid based on the numbers of trips they go. Majorly, most of the time, apart from their salary, they also have other incentive based on the number of trips they go. But now, since they cannot go to work anymore, meaning that they can only survive on their basic salary. That is one. Then two is that the transport system entirely is in total lockdown. That means those in the transportation sector, those businesses, if I don't want to use the word collapse, there is no money coming into their pocket anymore. So you can see that has really affected businesses and the economy. But the government of Malaysia are really doing well in terms of how they've been able to cushion the effect of COVID-19.
Okay, you talked about the government. What exactly are these governments doing, especially now in the aspect of this COVID-19, and how it has affected you? How has the government played? What role has the government played exactly?
How they have been able to do that is that they have been able to give palliative in different measures, starting from students. Students in every university or colleges are being given 200 ringgit, equivalent to 20,000 naira Nigerian currency. Meaning that if you are a student in Malaysia, they will give you 20,000 naira. Also, in some universities, they are giving them 3 square meals. 3 square meal, and this is not just anyhow, or any kind of food. It is a very standard food they are giving them, apart from the money the government is giving them. Also, they are providing them internet in the university. So when the government said, okay, there is going to be a total lockdown, be able to comply with the lockdown and stay at home. The household also in Malaysia, as a Malaysian citizen, this is irrespective of, the level or the category of the citizen you belong to. You can claim up to 1,600 but this is divided into different categories. You know, they have category A, category B, category C. But as in Malaysia, you can claim up to 1,600. The government also have been able to give moratorium, you know, in terms of those people that have loans or mortgages with the banks for up to 6 months. So all these things, they are the palliative the government are able to give to cushion the effect of the impact of the COVID-19 on their economy. So it's more like a positive response from the government. Also, you can see the citizen also they're able to adjust to the system based on all this effort that the government has been able to put in place to cushion the effect of COVID-19 on their citizens. Thereby, the citizens are able to comply to stay at home.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, now you've talked about the impact it has on the economy. So can you explain to us the impact it has on businesses in Malaysia?
Thank you, Chiwedu. You can see that from the global perspective, we can see that during this COVID-19, many businesses have really crashed down, especially the airline business. Most of the airline business, they don't even know how to survive or how to come back to business as usual. And that is why you can see those that are creative, they've been able to diversify their business from, you know, the way it used to be to doing new things. Like, for example, I give you an example, Boeing, for example. You can see that now they are not manufacturing aeroplanes anymore. Rather, they are manufacturing ventilating machine. So these are, you know, because they know that this is the essential product that is very important at this time of it. So they're able to diversify. So in the post-COVID-19 era, you know, experts have already emphasized that business will not be as usual anymore. It will not be as usual. A lot of things will change. And this is, you know, calling on every individual, you know, private sector to be creative. The word creative, yeah, because mostly it shows that things might not really go back the way they used to be before. And we can see that's already been, you know, this already been happening. And I just gave you an example of Boeing, because they're able to diversify their business from producing plane to ventilators. So you can see, and most manufacturing firm also, they are diversifying. For example, you can see Louis Vuitton, for example. You know, just a few days ago, I can see Louis Vuitton, they started producing face mask. That is being creative and being diversifying from one sector to another or from one product to another. You must be able to be creative. All the industry that will not, that cannot be creative in the post-COVID-19 era, I'm sorry, I don't think they will be able to, continue their business. Because you can see the cash flow of money has really reduced to a certain level. There is not going to be free money anymore in the economy. So it's going to be those that can think. You can think, you can be creative. Of course, you'll be able to survive in the post-COVID-19 era.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Idris Oyelaki, who is a lecturer in Malaysia. Okay, before we conclude, how do you emphasize post-COVID global economy?
The stimulus package, as it is called, I must tell you, will really alleviate the suffering of business. How? It's one of the methods the Malaysian government have been able to do is that they've been able to, receive intervention fund, emergency fund, in form of, to really carry out the stimulus package. Unlike the 2007 to 2008 financial crisis, which they spend, roughly above 60 billion. This time around, they are injecting more than 200 billion ringgit into their economy. That is a huge amount of money. So what they have been able to do is that they are going to give, some kind of incentive to business owners, so that after the post-COVID-19 era, their business can still survive. For example, the small and medium scale enterprise from the the SMEs, those little SME, they are going to receive up to 3,000 ringgit. That's equivalent to about 300,000 naira, into their business. And also, they are going to give moratorium of up to 6 months of not payment of loan, which they might have incurred from the bank in the past, so that, this period, because they know they are not operating now. So the moratorium really, really help them because they are not going to pay a loan this period. Also, those industries that have 75 up to 200 employees, they are going to receive a huge amount of stimulus package, in terms of money to pay their workers and also to inject into their business during the COVID-19 era and also post-COVID-19. So the stimulus package, as they have already designed it in this country, is seen as something that will really help the small and medium scale enterprise to survive during post-19 era. Because as you must know, the small and medium scale enterprise also comprise of a large amount of business sector in Malaysia. So if as the government have designed it, we hope and we believe that they are going to carry out this the implementation of this stimulus package, and it's going to alleviate a lot of suffering of the business, and it's going to sustain most of the business in the long run as it is being designed.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, taking you back now to the businesses in Malaysia. Okay, yeah, so you've discussed about it. Okay, can you tell us the businesses that are surviving now in Malaysia?
Yes, I will tell you that in terms of the type of business that is surviving now in Malaysia, I will tell you that one thing about Malaysia or Malaysians is that food is an essential commodity in this country. They don't play with their food. You hear them say, makan makan, come and eat. So food is a general essential commodity in Malaysia. So one sector that is doing well in Malaysia is the food industry. The food industry are still doing well. The only thing is that the cash flow of money, like I mentioned before, is not the way it used to be before. So for example, if someone is spending, for example, somebody is spending about 1,000 ringgit before on food, maybe now you can see that the amount such person or household is spending has reduced maybe to like maybe 800 ringgit or 700 ringgit due to the amount of money coming into that household or the person is getting. So, but the food sectors are still doing well because human cannot do without food. Also, there are some other essential services like if you go to supermarket, you can see that the supermarket business also, they are doing well. Because they are essential, they are selling, that is where you can get essential goods, and that is why you see most people now in the supermarket. Although the supermarket also, they are somehow affected by this COVID-19. Because we have seen, some are saying that the sales, they recorded before now, actually maybe in the first few weeks of the movement control order, the lockdown, they're able to record increase in their sales. But as soon as everything became normal, because we have phase 1 and later on we move to phase 2. In the phase 2 period, whereby there is we call this conditional movement control order. So they're able to open some sectors to begin to work. Then the household already adjusted to the situation of staying at home. So the rate to which they used to stock food at home before has reduced. So food or essential goods really reduced. So the supermarket also, we can say that they are somehow hit by this event of COVID-19, but we can say they are doing well. Yes, the supermarket, the food industry are doing well, and also the delivery services. One of the sector that is doing well in Malaysia in terms of event of COVID-19 is the delivery sector. They are really doing well. They deliver food, they deliver parcel from state to state. They are the one that we can say now that they are doing well. I must tell you also the creative industry, those industry that they are creative. They're able to divert, diversification, able to divert their business into what is required in this time of the day. Also, the health sector. The health sector is also one sector that is doing well now. They are doing well in terms of, you can see before, many things that we don't use now in terms of health-wise, we are now using. So whether you like it or not, you have money or not, you will buy a face mask, you will use hand sanitizer, you will use soap or detergent to wash your hand, and all this. These are things that before that we don't seem to give much priority, but because of this event of COVID-19, we have no choice than to give a priority to them, and that is why those sectors who are engaging in those services or those who are selling those products, they are really doing well in this COVID-19 period.
Okay, finally now, what should be the role of the government and probably your people, the residents in Malaysia?
Thank you. Well, I will tell you that the Malaysian government has really done wonderfully well, excellently well in terms of fight against COVID-19. The health sector, as it is recorded, globally by the World Health Organization. I think they even recognize Malaysia health sector because so far they have been able to record 80% recovery rate of the COVID-19 diseases in terms of patient recovery rate. So that tells you that the government has really inject a lot of intervention fund, into fight against COVID-19. And, the good thing is that based on, how the government is handling this by providing palliative stimulus package for business, palliative, for citizens, and even, non-citizens also, they are even enjoying part of this palliative. So people have been able to stay at home. They have been able to control the spread of the COVID-19. And the security agents in Malaysia, in terms of their government security, they are also doing well. Because during the COVID-19, they've been able to maintain control order to, limit it to about 10% kilometer, that you can go to. So their securities, they are doing well. The government has injected, money into the health sector, giving palliative to people. You can see that it shows that this country has serious government, that mean well for the people. And one thing I notice about this country, is because is that the people trust their government. The cost of trust here is not high as it is high over there in our country, in Nigeria. You can see the people trust their government. I've never heard where anyone will say this is a scam COVID-19. I've never heard it in Malaysia. Because as it is happening, the government is being transparent, in dealing with the report. Those people that have been affected, the patient, they publish the result every day. The people, they have, their data, and one good thing is that their prime minister come out every day to address the nation. People ask questions one-on-one, they ask him. And one thing you should know is that before this COVID-19, there was a change of government. The first task by this recent prime minister, the recent government here, is, this COVID-19 issue. So the prime minister has been so excellent and he has received so many commendations from his party and also opposition party with the way they have handled the fight of COVID-19.
I thank you so much, Mr. Idris Oyeleke, for your time. Sincerely appreciate your time. And Mr. Idris Oyeleke has said it all, and I hope you heard what he has said. Talked about the economy in Malaysia. And that's the much we have for you today on TV and Business. I am Chiwendu Osisiago. Thanks for watching.